here's another video for Spider-Man Brand New Day because I love talking about Spider-Man. And this one is about the 7 movies that are the 4th superhero movies that are the 4th addition into the franchise ranked. What's that mean? So, like, if there's 3 other movies and then a 4th movie is released, that counts. There's 7 of them. I got this idea from a video I watched where there was 8, and the person doing it included Deadpool and Wolverine because he found it like the 4th movie in like X-Men Origins Wolverine, Double Wolverine, and then Logan, and then Deadpool and Wolverine. But I don't see it like that. I think it's like I wouldn't count it, so I'm not counting it. But these are the 7 ranked. And when we get to Brand New Day and another movie on this, there will be spoilers for Brand New Day. I'm recording this before I record my spoiler talk, but I don't know which one will be released first because I'm going to try and record that soon, and then I'll probably release that before. But if not, then that hasn't been released yet, and because this one's going to be a little bit of a shorter video, so I kind of just wanted to get out of the way. But let's just get started. At number 7 is Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, the Christopher Reeve's last movie as Superman. And what I will say is that I do like this one more than the original Christopher Reeve Superman movie and the second Christopher Reeve Superman movie. You know, the 2 that everyone loves and then the last 2 everyone else hates. I like the 2 that everyone hates, and I am not the biggest fan of the 2 that everyone loves. I wouldn't say this is necessarily like a good movie, but it is more entertaining for me than the other ones. And since it's shorter, I also appreciate it for that as well. I don't have much to say. The fights and CGI are even worse than the previous ones, which weren't really any good. The fights are meh. I do like the section of the movie where Clark and Superman are on a date with Lois Lane and this other girl, so he has to kind of keep switching between the 2. I do like that. I don't know why, but I just really like that section of the movie. And yeah, I don't really I think the 3rd one is better, but other than that, I wouldn't say I like any of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies all that much, but I would say that out of the 4, this is probably my 2nd favorite one. Number 6 is Thor: Love and Thunder. I won't talk about this one or 3 others coming up that long because I've talked about them before and probably will talk about them again. But Thor: Love and Thunder is, as of right now, my 2nd least favorite MCU movie. I think the only one I like a little bit less is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. But I still think that this is, I would say, a good movie. It has funny moments. It's not as good as Ragnarok, but I would say it has funny moments. I think that Christian Bale as Gore was really good. Obviously, Chris Hemsworth as Thor is, did I say Thor for, I think I said Gore. Christian Bale as Gore, just in case I did mess that up, is really good, and obviously Chris Hemsworth as Thor is really good, and I grew up with that character. Matt Damon has a cameo. I think Natalie Portman's fine. Tessa Thompson is fine, except for a couple scenes. There's a scene with her and Valkyrie and Korg on a boat while Thor and Jane Foster are talking that I think is dumb. But, I agree with everyone, mostly everyone, that the humor in this is a little bit worse than Thor Ragnarok, and it's just my least favorite Thor movie. I think that the humor goes a little bit too far. It was cool seeing the Guardians of the Galaxy towards the beginning and everything, but other than that, I wouldn't say this is a very great movie. Number 5 is X-Men Dark Phoenix. I've seen this movie once, and I probably won't talk about this one all that much either, because what I want to do is I want to try and watch through all the X-Men movies again before Doomsday, and then I want to have a video just on the X-Men movies, probably ranking, but just so I can talk about them. But X-Men Dark Phoenix isn't one of my favorite X-Men movies, but that being said, like, I think it's a pretty good movie. Like, I don't hate on a lot of the... I don't know if I hate on a single one that I've seen. Obviously, I haven't seen the New Mutants, and I would never will. But, like, X-Men Dark Phoenix, I think is a good movie. I think that Sophie Turner as Jean Grey and Phoenix is really good. Patrick Stewart is really good as Professor X. I don't know the actor's name, but the guy who plays Cyclops, I think is really good. Obviously, I think James Marsden is better, but I really like the guy who plays him in Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix, and he's really good in Dark Phoenix. Michael Fassbender as Magneto is phenomenal. Beast, Nicholas Hoult as Beast, I think is really good in the movie. I like Nightcrawler. Mystique wasn't the best. She doesn't last long either. Evan Peters as Quicksilver, I think is fun. Not as fun as the other ones, but I think he's really good in that. And even though I do have a problem with it not having Wolverine in it, just because I do like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, I do like that because obviously you get a little bit more Cyclops, and it's able to focus more on the X-Men than Wolverine. But I think it's an underrated movie, and I wish it could be higher. It's just that I do like the ones above it a little bit more. But X-Men Dark Phoenix, I think, is a really good movie, and I will talk a little bit more about it when I do my X-Men ranking in the next couple months. At number 4, which I guess all these are number 4, but it's kind of cool. At number 4 is Captain America 4, Brave New World. I like this movie. I could see next time I watch it, because I've seen it 2 or 3 times, and each time it's gone down a little bit for me. And if I watch Dark Phoenix again, just thinking of some of the things, like, it might end up balancing where Dark Phoenix might be a little bit above it, but for now, I have Brave New World above it, just because I do like Sam Wilson as a character. No, obviously, I don't think he's a better Captain America than Steve Rogers. I just don't. I'll always love Steve Rogers. I mean, I grew up with him, so I have nostalgia and, like, a connection with Steve more so than Sam, where I grew up with Sam as Falcon, so it's just kind of, like, weird. But I thought he was really good in this one, and it's, like, I can see why Steve gave you the shield instead of Bucky. Bucky's in it. I think that Red Hulk is a really fun fight at the end. Leader is a fine villain. He's not the best, but he's not the worst. Joaquin Torres as Falcon is one of the worst characters in the MCU. He absolutely annoys me. I don't know the girl's name, but the Black Widow girl in this, I like her character. I know some people don't, and it's like, I get why, because she's not, like, a big part of the movie. But in what she is in, like, I think she's fine. And it's, like, it's a good movie. Like, I've talked about it before. I'll talk about it again, so I don't really want to get into it. But I like Brave New World. It's a fine movie. Like, it's not one of the best MCU movies, but it's not horrible at all. Like, it's a really good movie. And I guess I just have a soft spot for MCU movies. Number 3 is probably the one that people would dislike me for the most. Batman and Robin. I have always loved this movie. Again, I guess all the movies on this, I am not going to go super in-depth on, because I've talked about them before, as in Captain America Brave New World, Thor, the next 2. And I'll talk about them again, because when Batman Part 2 decides that it's going to release, I'll have a ranking for all the live-action Batman movies, and I'll talk a bit more about this movie in that. But right now, I love Batman and Robin. Like, is it campy? Yes, but do I like that in this movie? Yes. It's campy and jokey and cheesy, but it's a lot better at it than Adam West Batman could ever hope to be. Just because Adam West Batman is just so stupid, whereas this I actually like. I think George Clooney is a really good Batman. I like him more than Val Kilmer. I might like him more than Michael Keaton. I like him a lot better than Adam West. And I know it's crazy to say, especially since I would put the Batman above it. But if not above him, it's really close between George Clooney and Robert Pattinson's Batman. I would put those on the same level. I know people are going to hate that, but maybe after we get the Batman Part 2, I'll be like, well, no, Robert Pattinson's obviously better. But for now, I would say I might lean a little bit more towards George Clooney. It's the only live-action movie so far that includes a Robin, like Nightwing, like in costume, fighting with Batman. Obviously besides Batman Forever, but it's like those two movies are the only version of Robin we've gotten. And I think that Chris O'Donnell as him is just really good. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze is awesome, and he's got some really good puns. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! Freeze. Like, it... He's got really good quotes. Bane is a bumbling buffoon. I will give you that. Batgirl in this isn't very good, and definitely not comic accurate. This Alfred is a really good Alfred. I really like this Alfred. He's in Batman 89, Batman and Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin, and I just really like this version of Alfred. And then you get Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy, and she's fine too. But it's just like, I like the Batman movie. I don't know why. But I've always liked it, and I always have not gotten why people don't like it. It's my favorite of the four, and it's just a really fun Batman movie to me. Coming in at number 2 is the biggest movie on this list, Avengers Endgame, which I'll be talking about probably a lot more in depth when Avengers Endgame Encore releases, and I'll put a review out for that. But Avengers Endgame is one of my favorite MCU movies, and it's a movie that means a lot to me just because it's Avengers Endgame. It brought the first 3 phases of the MCU and wrapped it up perfectly. Like, I don't have any of the, like, there's one scene in the movie that I hate, which is the scene right after the 5-year time jump when Captain America is in his focus group, and Anthony Russo, it's Anthony or Joe, obviously. It might be Joe, I don't know, but the Russo guy is in it. Like, that scene, I hate that scene, for reasons that are mine. But everything else I think is great. The first hour just being like dealing with what happened and finding a little bit of hope. Then you get the second hour, which is the time heist, and just seeing the original 6 Avengers go on this mission with like other characters like War Machine, Nebula, Rocket Raccoon, Ant-Man, but all of them coming in, and it basically just being a way of closing out the original 6 Avengers. Obviously, you got Natasha dying, and then the final hour being the big final battle, and then wrap up for the first 3 phases. I thought was really good, and a great way to close out like some of the characters. And we'll see how it closes out when you get Doomsday and then Secret Wars, like how they close out this first, like, I don't even know how it's gonna be a restart after Secret Wars, so it's like the first run of the MCU. I'm excited to see how it ends because it's like MCU, like, it's like one of my favorite things ever. It's my favorite movie franchise ever, and it's something that means a lot to me. And it's like this movie closed out the first 3 phases amazingly, and for that I will always love it. But coming in at number 1 is our newest addition to this list, my favorite MCU movie, and currently one of my favorite movies ever, Spider-Man Brand New Day. I mean, Spider-Man's my favorite hero. Tom Holland in this is at the top of his game. The suit is amazing. Punisher and Spider-Man's dynamic is phenomenal. I think MJ and Ned are great. I don't want them to leave just because this Spider-Man has a relationship with them that I just don't want to see end. You get the Hulk in there, which was really cool. Jean Grey as the villain is just really cool. And it's like, I think they use that well. And I know some people have issues, which, yeah, like I said in my spoiler review, or I will, because I want to mention it, but, I don't know when it's releasing, but it's like the scene that people talk about where she's kind of controlling the guy and walks him into the street and the guy gets hit. People don't like that scene. I'm okay with it because, frankly, like, the X-Men are characters that I see as, like, yes, they will protect people, but they care more about mutants than they do normal people. So if it's like, if a normal guy gets hurt in a mission that they're on, like Sadie Sink Jean Grey trying to get her sister back, if there's collateral damage, like, there's collateral damage. Like, they don't care as much as, like, Spider-Man would. So, like, that's how I take it, and it's like, okay, like, I don't have a problem with that, because it's like, okay, she wants to save her sister, and it's just this old guy over here, like, it's like, and she's, like, been on the run, she doesn't really know, like, it, like, I think it works. But I think she was really great, and it felt so comic booky, and it was just amazing. I loved it, and I can't wait for Spider-Man 5, and until that releases, this will continue to be my favorite MCU movie, and there's a chance it might be that way, like, I don't know. I would say the only movies that have a chance of beating it are Spider-Man 5, because, like, it's another Spider-Man movie, and so far, they've kept one-upping each other for the Tom Holland movies. And then I would say Secret Wars has a chance, just because it's, like, everyone. So it's, like, just the novelty of doing that, seeing that might make it my favorite, but I don't know. But, like, I don't even know why I'm thinking about that. Right now, Brand New Day is my favorite, and, I just think it will be my favorite for a while, and it's just an amazing movie that I've already seen multiple times, and I cannot wait to see it many more times, along with the rest of the MCU, and along with Avengers Endgame, Batman and Robin, Brave New World, Dark Phoenix, even Thor Love and Thunder. Just not Superman. Sorry. But that is my ranking of the 7 superhero movies that are the 4th in a franchise or run or whatever you want to call it. Give me your ranking of these 7. I know they're not going to be the same, especially Batman and Robin, but I would like to see you guys' rankings. Just be nice about it. Because, like, we all have different opinions, and that's what opinions are. I mean, yeah, I get mad about other people's opinions sometimes too, and I'm just like, what? But we have to remember it's their opinion, and, like, if you ever talk to them, you can meet them, or you could just talk to them, like, on the internet, and, like, give your opinion, they give yours, and it's like, okay, but don't be mean. Just put your opinion down, and I'll see you for whatever video is next. So, see you then.